Alright guys, working on the Yoda today, and got me a steering wheel. I don't think this is my permanent steering wheel, because the steering wheel I want actually has carbon fiber on it, but the price of that is these two plus this combined. So went ahead and got a non-carbon fiber one for now. I'll get a carbon fiber one later. This is a 3-spoke, flat bottom, blue stitching. This did not come with it. This is something that I bought. I thought this was going to already be on here, but it's not. TRD, Toyota Racing. I bought another one that was just this, but that has not come yet. It's shipped, but there's no tracking information, so I don't know when I'm going to get it. But it's coming from overseas, so who knows. This is the wheel. Just got the standard NGR. It's got the blue with the blue stitching. It's got the flat bottom. Here is your Toyota adapter. SRK 120H. This is not your short adapter. This is your standard adapter, so you can keep your horn. We'll see if this one works for what I have next. Also comes with bolts and stuff at the bottom, I think. And here is the disconnect. Just a standard 2.0 disconnect, just different colors. This does do the ding, as people like let's call it. I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, obviously, but here it is. This safety, this is basically just for looks. It really, honestly does nothing. I can easily pop this thing open right now and pull it straight over that safety. So that's just for show. Unless there's a separate slot you can put this in, where that's designed to where you can push it all the way down or take it out. But this disconnect does not do anything. Like, it's just there to show compliance for something or another. But here's the disconnect, which has, you know, obviously the horn pass through and stuff. Now, I don't know how much room I'm going to have in the truck if I'm going to be able to use the disconnect, because the disconnect adds like 2.5 inches or something, and I'm already pretty close to the steering wheel. I got all this stuff because I want to keep the horn if I can. If I can't keep the horn, then I'll just get the race hub adapter, which is one of these, but it's a race hub. All it is the adapter, which has the knurled fitting that this clips into, and then just clip this on. But, yeah. First things first, you're going to have to straighten your steering wheel, which mine is not. It is turned. Well, you don't have to straighten it. You just got to make sure it's straight up and down. But down here, there is a hole. And here, don't know if you can see it or not, right there. There is a Phillips in there. Go ahead and take that out and then just pull, and your horn cover comes off. No, this is not an airbag, because this was before airbags, but it's designed like an airbag could fit in it. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and, you know, turn my steering wheel, straighten up my wheels, take that off, and I'll show you what's next. Alright, the bolt's out, screw bolt is out of the bottom. Pull this forward, and you got your little tab for your horn. 19, and then don't pull it off, spin it on a little bit, and then yank it a couple times, and it should come off. These aren't really, you know, they're not like taper seated. They're just on spline, so it should. There is a taper in the back, but it's not like the whole wheel, so it should come off fairly simple. If not, you can take and hit both sides with your, you know, obviously this hand and then this hand, and then just go back and forth, and it should pop off if you need that. Because there is no, actually there is some slots for a steering wheel puller, but you don't need it. There's just thread there and thread there for steering wheel puller. All right, got the nut off, make sure to put it back on a little bit of threads. If this is the first time you've ever had it off, it can come off suddenly and hit you in the face and possibly break your nose. I've seen it happen. So make sure the nut is on, especially if it's your first time. This one should come off fairly easily. There it goes. It's loose. So put the nut to the side. You will need that. Make sure to always do that, because again, if you're ranking and pulling and heaving on this thing and it just pops straight off, it can come back, smack you in the nose, break your nose, blood your face up, do something like that. I put some marks on here, but there is no keyed spline on here, so it can go any which way. So yeah, here's steering wheel. Now let's go ahead and get the hub. There should be a dot right there. That dot goes to the top. There we go. That's the closest I'm going to get it. But there's the dot. It's got a little spring tension for that from the horn, which is going against the plate. So that's working the way it should. Now you can choose to do so or not. I haven't put any Loctite. There was no Loctite on here on the factory, so I'm not going to put Loctite on it. We'll go ahead and tighten that up. Factory specs. Factory specs. There you go. Oh, steering wheel's locked now, so that's good. Alright, I just did some preliminary looking around, and it looks like that this will actually work fairly decent. It looks like it's going to be only a little bit taller than the original wheel, because the original wheel has a really deep dish. You can see how deep of a dish that is. So it looks like this, all these together, it won't be too far off. You have the white dot there you lined up. There's a dimple, not a dot, right there. You line those two up, and it goes on like that. And then you put the wheel on after that. But I think I am going to put a little bit of Loctite on this, just because, well, you know, besides taking off one screw at the bottom, popping the cover off and go, oh yeah, my wheel nut's loose, I have to take off, well, I don't have to take off too much. I can just take this off and then take these 6 bolts off, but yeah. Alright, this comes with some extra stuff. I don't think I need this shim plate or this horn retainer. This is a horn retainer. You would put it inside the here, and then your horn would press against here. But the on this steering wheel, the horn is held on with a horn ring. And I don't think I need these. This is also for horn contact. This is for like horn contact plate if your horn is different. But I should not need this for my application. So you do need these screws. I was told not to use this Allen because this Allen is not the right size for these bolts. Yeah, another thing, Loctite on every one of these bolts. Medium strength Loctite. So put Loctite on all these bolts, and these bolts don't need to be He-manned. They don't have to be tight. They just need to be snug. And that's why you put Loctite on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these on. I'm gonna, double check, make sure this is the wrong size. I got some that are the right size, but also have like some wrenches and a socket thing. So yeah, I don't know. The Allen that came with it seems to fit these fairly decent. Same as this. This is a 2.5. So I don't know. I guess I'll use mine. Maybe that other one's soft. But there's also been some complaints that these are soft, which, I mean, okay, they're not supposed to be He-manned anyway. You're supposed to use Loctite. So in order to get the ring on, again, there's that part right there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a mark on this, but open it, pull it off. There is a mark right down there. So make sure you line those two up when you put the bolts on. But you also need to make sure you connect these. So I'm going to connect these, the male to male, or male to female, with these. And then I'm going to start tightening these bolts. put them all down, then tighten them in a star pattern. Again, they don't need to be just gosh awful tight. Alright, there they are and tight. Use some medium straight Loctite, blue Loctite. You know, put one end dry, then put the top end with Loctite, just ran it down till it touched. Then put the bottom one with Loctite, ran it down and touched, and ran them all down till it touched. You know, pulled that one out, put Loctite in it, and then tightened, just took it, tightened it up. That's as far as it wants to go. I don't want to go any more, or it's going to, you know, round out or break or whatever. And did that in a star, and then another star, and then went around in a couple circles just to make sure they were tight. They're tight. Oops. And yeah, now can line up your dot at the top. There you go. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. But yeah, there's two right there and right there offset. There are two, you know, open dimples, and there's some open dimples right here. It's only going to snap on one way, which is, you know, with your little safety at the top, roughly. So safety at the top. There you go. It's only going to snap on one way. It won't snap on another way. Some people were mentioning how some of this was loose. You know, obviously I don't have a wheel on it, but this does not feel loose at all. It feels nice and tight. So now that's all that's left is to take all these nuts. Well, not even, just pull this plastic off the back of it. I can put in my other Toyota. I can get rid of the NRG button and put that TRD button in until that other button comes in, whenever that comes in. And then same, only one set of these 6 bolt holes are going to line up. I don't know which is going to line up and which isn't, but I'm going to line up the ones that line up, which I assume is going to be that top one right there. That's going to line up with it and be fine. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do the same, except this one you don't really have to put a bolt in to hold it. I just put a bolt in to hold it so I didn't have to keep on readjusting these. But, yeah, the horn actually works. Just got done testing that. So, horn works. Now, you see videos online of people, you know, putting it on upside down, putting the wheel on upside down and spinning it and going, ting. Don't do that. The bearings wear out. The most you should turn it is like 1/4 to 1/8 of a turn. That when you take it and you spin the wheel around and it, you know, ding, you're ruining the springs and the bearings that hold this, you know, hold this whole mechanism together. And over time, you're going to get slop where you turn side to side and it, you know, starts clicking side to side before you turn the wheel. All right, I take that back. This horn ring actually does go in here. That actually keeps the horn from twisting inside this wheel, because the cover, you know, it holds down and it'll probably it'll clamp on it if you know, when you clamp it hard enough. But trying to, you know, get this set with the horn in the right place with this set, it doesn't really work out very well. However, this is designed, this is the no-name horn button, but this is designed exactly the same way as the NGR one. You get this in there, and this ring grips onto these little 4 pillars, and that holds it tight. So I'm going to do that and show you. Alright, I got the steering wheel on, and I don't know how much of that I'm going to use. That round lock ring, or a horn ring or whatever, that does need to go inside of the cavity, because the horn actually sets against that. And then the steering wheel sets against this, because I put it in without that center ring. And the steering wheel can move up, down, left, right, because the steering wheel has tapered screws in it that hold it onto the hub. However, this ring, which holds this horn in, is just straight through. So that horn ring on the inside centers the actual horn it's got those 4 legs on it that push down in there. That holds the horn center. And then those 4 legs hold the steering wheel center. So when you tighten everything down, the wheel doesn't have up, down, left, right movement. But this thing is solid. I've got the horn sticker on there. And, yeah. So I can do it with one hand. Okay, got it off. Oops. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. And there we go. This hub is tight. There is no movement side to side. That's the column moving. The whole thing's moving. And then there's no move up and down throughout the whole thing. And this actually, I measured it. The factory wheel, when it's all the way mounted at the end, it comes up just, half an inch to an inch at most. It's almost, I can pull this off now. It's almost even with this wheel. When you have the horn up here, this surface, mating surface right here, is where the ring of the old horn sits. So this wheel is not much, if any, closer than the factory setup. It was going to be, yeah, actually, now that I'm in my seat, shoulders are on my back here. There you go. My wrist is there. So this is actually the perfect setup. And since I installed this tilt steering wheel, if I need help getting in and out, I could just tilt the steering wheel up. Yeah, or, obviously pull the wheel off. But, the more you take the wheel off, the more you will wear out these bearings, these ball bearings. And it makes you have to replace your hub quicker. But, yeah, I like this. I'm going to have to go get it aligned again because this wheel is slightly different. The splines on this little hub are a little bit off. But, I wanted to do an alignment today because I had to replace the tie rods, and it was also pulling pretty good. So, yeah, now the steering wheel is on, horn's there. I did put that piece right there, stuck that on there. But yeah, that's how you install this whole setup right there. I really like that. All right, that's how you install aftermarket steering wheel with removable hub, NGR, in your Toyota pickup. I think this is Toyota pickup and 4Runner of this vintage, and some other stuff. I think maybe an MR2 has the same spline on the hub. You can look up that part number. That part number fits a lot of vehicles, but this is mainly for the Toyota and 4Runners. So yeah. Got a steering wheel in. But yeah, there we go. Got the steering wheels in. I love it. And of course I got to drive it first to see how it is, but I'm liking it. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.